Today I'm going to talk about the 50mm 1.4 and the 50mm 1.8. I've been owning the 50mm 1.4 for roughly a month, and I can honestly say this is probably one of the best lenses I've shot with in the past years. We're going to talk about sharpness, focus speed, and I'm going to compare to his little brother, the 50mm 1.8. This lens only costs $250, and it's a bargain for the price. It's a very good lens, and I'm gonna compare these two to see which of them is the best one for you. So let's get started. You can see the 50mm comes with a clickable aperture ring. It has an iris lock here that you can click and use it. It has a custom button and an AF to MF switch. Also the lens, because it's an L lens, comes with a lens hood. And the 50mm 1.8, as you can see, is very small, very compact, but it lacks in features. It doesn't have anything that the 50mm 1.4 has. It doesn't have any custom buttons. It only has a control focus switch. First, I'm going to test the autofocus speed. This is the 50mm 1.4. As you can see, it has very little focus breathing, and the focus speed is very fast and very accurate. As you can see, it keeps a track of my eye very good, and switches focus points very fast with very to no focus breathing. Next, I'll be testing the 50mm 1.8, and let's see how that lens does for video. Now I'm going to test the 50mm 1.8. As you can see, the focus speed is good. It's not as snappy as the 1.4, but it's still very good. And you can see a little focus breathing when it changes from my palm to my eye. But overall, it's a very decent lens. Focus speed is still very good. You can see that it has a bit of focus breathing, and also the lens makes a little sound when focusing. So now we're going to test the 50mm 1.4. As you can see for video, the focus breathing is very good. The focus is very fast. It's a lot smoother than 1.8 and a lot faster. So for video, the 1.4 wins by a long shot. Now I'm gonna test for the focus speed for photos. As you can see, the 1.4 is very snappy, very accurate. The bokeh is very nice. It has a creamy background separation. the image quality is very sharp and the focus speed is very good. Now I'm gonna move to the 1.8. You can see the 1.8 also has very good focus speed. It's very accurate. Overall, it has a nice background separation, not as creamy as the 1.4, but still very okay. The focus speed is accurate, fast, only that the motors are not as silent as the 1.4. The 1.8 has a little rattling sound. So now I just brought some images in Lightroom. Um, the red ones are with the 1.8 and the blue ones with 1.4. I'm gonna compare these two images side by side. Um, the left one is the 1.4 shot at 1.4. As you can see, at 1.4 the background is very creamy, very smooth. The 1.8 is a little bit busy, especially here and the edges. Now we're gonna move closer. As you can see, the image quality on 1.4 is very sharp in the middle. Even here at the edges of the image, you can see a lot of detail, a lot of contrast. On the 1.8, it's a bit lacking. Even though overall the image quality is okay at the 1.8, you can clearly see there's still a big difference, especially here at the margin of this. You can see the details on the 1.4 really stand up against the 1.8. Now moving down, now I'm gonna stop down to f2. I'm gonna stop down to f2 for the 1.8 and f2 at the 1.4. Now at f2, the image quality again for the VCM, the 1.4 is still superior. I can clearly see the difference in details here in this fabric. The 1.4 has a lot more detail, even here when these marbles. The 1.4 has a lot more detail, a lot more sharpness. Now we're gonna go even, I'm gonna stop down even more at f2.8. Now stopping down to f2.8 again, you can see that the 1.4 still has a better looking background. The sharpness again, the 1.4 clearly seeing the difference in the marbles here. I'm gonna stop down again to f4. The images are pretty close. The details are very good at 1.8. The contrast is very similar. Um, Everything about these two images side by side look almost the same. Still, this is pixel peeping, and it's still amazing that a $215 lens can catch up with a $1,400 lens. Of course, it's f4, but the image quality is pretty good. The details are very sharp. The contrast is very good. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna compare to f5.6. At f1.6, 5.6, the images are very close. Are very close in detail, contrast, sharpness. The bokeh is almost the same. So So yes, the 1.8 is excellent. It's excellent for a price, for its price range. It catched up to the 1.4 at f4, so that is impressive. So after testing both the new lenses, you can clearly see that the 1.4 is a fantastic lens. It offers really good image quality from 1.4. It's tech sharp. The autofocus speed is very fast and totally silent. So for video and for photography, it's a great lens. Um, the custom button is very useful. I personally use it for a lot of functions. And for videographers that use this declickable aperture, is a very nice option to have. I personally think that the 50mm 1.4 is probably one of the best 50mm Canon has ever made. But the 50mm 1.8 is also a bargain of a lens. As you saw in the tests, it offers good image quality, it offers good video footage, and also it's very light and cheap. This is probably again one of the best and cheapest millimeter and 50mm lenses you can possibly buy. So if you like the video and want me to make more, just please subscribe to my channel and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If I'll be hitting the 1000 subscriber mark, I'll be making a video every week. So please leave in the comments below what you think about the video and what you think about these two lenses. Thank you.